The book of Exodus begins with Pharaoh oppressing the Israelites. They're growing, they're becoming too numerous. He's afraid that they're going to be a threat to Egypt, and so he tries to stamp them out, including killing the sons of Israel, all the male children that are born. That sets up a theme of sonship that's going to be carried out through the entirety of the book of Exodus. When the Lord sends Moses to Pharaoh, his demand to Pharaoh is this: Israel is my son, let my son go. Israel collectively is the son of Yahweh. And Pharaoh has seized Israel, Yahweh's son, and treated Israel, Yahweh's son, his own. He's illegitimately enslaved Yahweh's son. And so the Lord's demand is, let my son go that he may come and serve me in the wilderness. It's a call to leave Egypt behind and go and worship the Lord in the wilderness, to hold a feast in the wilderness. But it's specifically Israel as son that's being redeemed. And that's the logic of the Passover and what happens to Pharaoh and to Egypt. The Lord's threat to Pharaoh is, let my son go or I will take your son. There's an eye for eye, tooth for tooth, burn for burn, son for son logic there. The Lord is punishing Pharaoh justly by taking his son because Pharaoh took his son. That's what's going on in the first half of the book of Exodus. The Lord is releasing his son from slavery, bringing his son to Sinai, and as we'll see in the next video, he's instructing his son. That's what the Ten Commandments are, instruction to Israel as his son. The way that he does this, the way that he releases his son, by sending a series of plagues. There are 3 cycles of 3 plagues, and then the Passover evening, which takes the firstborn of Egypt, is the final plague, the final 10th plague. And the 3 cycles of 3 are running through kind of a cosmic order. There's a plague on the air, there's a plague on the ground, there's a plague on the water. And then it starts over again, not necessarily in that order, but there's heaven, earth, and sea are being plagued. Each one is suffering, because what the Lord is doing is dismantling Egypt's world. He's taking apart their cosmos. And he's not just taking apart their cosmos, he's dismantling and humiliating their gods. Exodus 12 makes that explicit, that the Lord shames and defeats the gods of Egypt in sending the plagues. And many of the plagues are targeted at things that Egypt worshipped. Egypt had a frog god, and so God sends lots of frogs. Egypt offered sacrifices to the Nile because the Nile was the source of life, and the Lord defiles the Nile by turning it into blood. At point after point, the Lord is sending plagues that expose the weakness, the nothingness of Egypt's gods, showing that the Lord is God of Egypt's gods. And all of that dismantling of Egypt's world is designed to release Yahweh's son so that Yahweh's son can go meet him in the wilderness.